OffTheStageNYC.com with another free mini lesson. Today's lesson is going to be a little primer on resonance, what it is, and where it happens, and how we use it when singing songs. Now, resonance is generally, I want to give it a very sort of simplistic definition. It would be the sound, the color, the tone of your speaking voice and your singing voice. Your speaking voice and your singing voice should sound relatively exactly the same. There shouldn't be some weird schizophrenic switch in sound between what you sort of talk like and what you sing like. And that's because you should be switching vocal modes, or how you speak shouldn't suddenly switch into some weird thing and go into some other kind of vocal mode to sing with. You should basically use how you speak into how you say. What we do is we kind of keep the compression or vocal focus on the vocal folds as we sing. And we use all the three resonances to help us color or tone the sound so it sounds all like us. One voice sound. Now, a very quick, simple primer on resonances. You have three sort of major resonances that happens in most songs when you're singing them. One is what they call laryngo, pharynx, or pharyngeal resonance, sometimes referred to as chest resonance. Chest resonance is really the resonance that's happening here in your throat. There's a sort of sympathetic vibration that travels down into the upper part of the chest, so you kind of feel it here. But it's really happening above the vocal folds in the throat here, right under the chin. Then you have what's called oropharyngeal or oropharynx resonance, which happens right here in the middle of the mouth, right across the tongue, straight back, the back of your mouth. Then you have something called nasopharynx or nasopharyngeal resonance, which happens just above, outside of the mouth, just up here, behind the nose, in the back end of the nasal cavity. That's what we will use to give our voice some clarity, some ping, a little edginess, so we don't sound muffly or shouty. What happens when most people strain their voices is they're trying to sing notes that should resonate sort of up towards the nasopharynx. They're trying to sing them down here under the chin. And they're not allowing the resonance to move up. Now, a good example of, say, sort of throat resonance or laryngeal resonance are your lower notes. Say down here on the F3. This is for guys. The F3, C3 down here. You can hear it all happens, or all resonates right here, right under your chin. Kind of really feel it just right here. And as we go up towards middle C, you start to feel that sound kind of vibrating or rolling around more towards the middle of your mouth. That is going to start to feel like a little bit above the tongue. It's G4 here. Middle C to G4, the G above middle C. That starts to sound like it's just starting to go above the tongue. Now as we go up towards high C, the A here and the B, I can feel it up here. Roof of my mouth. That is going towards my nasopharynx. As you can hear, I just went from the A to the D here, sorry. I went from the A4 to D3. Right? And you didn't really hear a switch in sound. You didn't hear me sort of morphing from head voice or head resonance into throat resonance. But I did. But I tricked you in that I blended all three resonances together at once. And that gives me what's called a one voice or one register sound. This is what we use for men to maintain the male character of your voice as you sing into your upper ranges. Now this works for females as well. Females will just happen slightly higher, up here around the high C. As they start to go from the sort of mouth resonance into the sort of nasopharynx, they kind of start bridging somewhere on the C, the high C, the D5. So as they get towards the F5, their upper notes, the F5, the G5, the A5, where they'll be mostly up here. Through this kind of B4 to F5, they're doing that kind of mixing of mouth to head resonance. And they get this kind of really big sound. Think Ann Wilson from Heart, when she belts. It doesn't sound like a really high, girly, high voice. It sounds like a really big, chesty, high voice. Upper notes up here, think John Bon Jovi in his younger years. Bono from U2 is a really good example of high chest voice resonance blending. When he does, Sunday, bloody Sunday, Sunday, bloody Sunday, right? It sounds like really high chest voice. How long must we sing this song? How long, tonight, we must be together tonight. And it sounds chesty. That's a G sharp. That's basically what he's doing, is he's not allowing the sound to either stay in his throat, so he shouts, or strains, and he's not allowing that resonance to go just purely up towards his nose and have it sound tonight, and have it sound Mickey Mouse-ish, or too heady sounding, too twangy. He mixes all three resonances together by keeping his throat really, really open. Tonight! So you bring that sound down, it blends seamlessly into a lower range tone. That is how we sing songs and have it sound all like one voice. I hope this gives you a little bit insight into resonances and how we get to use them. I go through a lot of this on my Breaking the Chains vocal course, how to sing in chest and sort of mixed voice, mixing chest and mouth together, to get that kind of really chesty up into lower to just below upper mix here. Let's say between the middle C and the G, above middle C, maybe the A here, to maintain a really chest-like quality. So when you sing something like, there's no real head voice sound there. It just sounds all like really high chest voice, with really relatively almost no effort. CD2 goes into where we take the mouth resonance and start blending it with the laryngeal resonance. And with the pharynx, the nasopharynx resonance. We blend all these three together. So we get really nice, high, chesty sounding, full sounding, higher head tones. So check those out at thevoxshop.com. All digital downloads are on sale now. Breaking the Chains is my vocal warm-up, vocal fire. All available at thevoxshop.com. Until next time, this is Kevin Richards from rockthestagenyc.com. See ya.